Master Pfreim. In a bustling little town, nestled between rolling green hills, lived a tailor named Master Pfreim. Now, Master Pfreim was not just any tailor, he was the grumpiest, most opinionated tailor you could ever meet. No matter the situation, he always knew better. And if you dared to disagree, oh ho! He'd wag his needle-thin finger and scold you as if you were a child. One day, while stitching up a pair of trousers, he mumbled, "Hmph, if I were in charge, the whole world would be sewn together properly." And that was when everything changed. That very night, as Master Pfreim snored away in his tiny workshop, he heard a knock, knock, knock. "Who's disturbing my sleep?" he grumbled, stumbling to the door. Outside stood two very strange men, tall, thin, and dressed in shimmering robes. Their eyes twinkled like stars. "We've heard of your great wisdom," one said smoothly. "And we need someone with your talents," the other added. Master Pfreim puffed out his chest. "Of course, you do. No one knows better than me." The men grinned. "Then come with us. We have an important job for you." Before he could even grab his sewing kit, whoosh, the world spun, and Master Pfreim found himself in a grand palace, brighter and more magnificent than anything he had ever seen. A golden throne stood at the center, and upon it sat the king of the underworld. His crown glowed like fire, and his eyes shimmered like molten gold. "Welcome, Master Pfreim," the king said, stroking his beard. "I hear you think you could fix the world." Master Pfreim, never one to hold his tongue, scoffed. "Well, of course, everything is stitched up all wrong. The rivers run in silly loops, mountains are too high, and don't get me started on donkey tails too short. If I were in charge, I'd fix it all." The king's lips curled into a smile. "Then let's see how you do." And just like that, Master Pfreim was seated on the throne of the underworld. "Oh ho! I'll show them how it's done." Master Pfreim chuckled, cracking his knuckles. First, he ordered the rivers to be straightened, no more silly curves. But then, the water rushed so fast that villages were washed away. Next, he declared that mountains should be shorter, but when they shrank, avalanches buried whole towns. Then, he decided that donkey tails should be longer, but the poor creatures tripped over them. One disaster after another, and yet, Master Pfreim just would not admit he was wrong. Finally, the king of the underworld stepped forward. "Master Pfreim," he said with a chuckle, "you've certainly made some interesting changes." Master Pfreim, looking flustered but still stubborn, huffed. "Well, maybe things weren't so bad before, but..." The king clapped his hands, and whoosh! Master Pfreim was back in his tiny workshop, tangled in the mist of thread. Was it all a dream? Maybe, but from that day on, he never complained about the world again. Well, except for buttons, he still thought buttons were a terrible invention. Thank you for reading the story with me. Please subscribe Olivia's Storybook Corner for more fantastic stories. Bye-bye.